Hello, welcome back. Marish here, and we have Citadelum review now in 2025. Why? Because there has been an update free for everyone. So let's see what's there. Right? Uh, what's the game itself is? It was released last year in October, but there has been two DLCs free to free to download. So basically, just more content. But that's none of the topic today is the big release. It was in April, I think, where this 2.0 comes in play. They named it like that, not me. And I'm gonna scroll through so you see what's added. So that's the whole topic for today. Yeah. New resources, just like that, added more things to play around with. More complex production chains. Yes, there are some combinations where you need new added resources, salt and such. Technology improvements, amazing. The whole upgrade, twice you can upgrade it, so the whole everything works just better and has more space in the storage. Diplomatic relationship with the cities. Secondary missions, some time after time they pop up and you fail or you succeed, that changes the outcome. Well, obviously, in a similar way, there are trials where pluses or minuses, and then you have to choose one or another, depend on what the story is behind. Health systems now consist of two buildings. There are doctors and what's the other one? Well, doctor and the one that burns dead bodies, so there's no uh, plague on the street. God improvements. This is amazing because now you can automate, so you don't have to pay attention to festivals. Amazing automation, always love that. Wonders, three wonders that boost everything, but at the point when you can build them, it's not needed them. But anyways, they're beautiful. Okay. Simulation mode, which is actually auto combat, which is another automation added to the game. To be fair, it would be nightmare to play without it. So thank God I'm reviewing it now. And more achievements, of course. Few languages, quality of life improvements, and other improvements. And as I said before, two separate DLCs came out between when the game was released and now. All that in this review, which is, I guess, right now. Let's not waste time. You can pause and read you through, but okay, fine. I'm gonna read it for you and then jump in again. So my rating. So there's a little itsy bitsy tiny problem with that. The rating is average calculations of all my usual criteria for every game. So every game fits and goes through my review process like that. And as you can see, there's no cinematics. So there's no cutscenes in between, no starting, ending movies for. It's little to no issue, but I had it also for the previous game, and there is none, so zero. But if you take it out of equation, the game falls on solid 7, which I know from all the reviews what I have seen, no one gives that high rating. And to be fair, so it's fair for every game. I keep it also here, so 6.4. But keep that in mind. I'm gonna run quickly through and then show what's what. But in general, as you can see, I kind of favor the game, and let's jump. And as you see, first two are solid 9s, which is graphics. There are great details, animated civilians in the houses. You can see everything when you zoom in, and you can rotate freely on whole 360 degrees, which was not always the option for the older strategy games, which is amazing. And there is no upscaling support, no, for not the AMD or Nvidia. But why it's important, why it's still 9, the game doesn't need it. The game, I run through the all settings and everything, it easily runs on 160 and 80 max out frames per second. I have pretty good GPU, but it shows that it is optimized, which was also introduced in the updated version of the game. So if the game ran poorly when it was released, try it out now, because there is no support. You could make it easy for your GPU if there was upscaling. Only that's why I put it here. I'm not a big fan of upscalers, but to ease off the GPU so it's runs silently, I like that part. So it's still solid 9 because the graphics, everything. That's the longest explanation. I'm gonna run quickly through. So music, for the whole video, it is running in the background. That's why I'm in the menu settings where the game music is up there. It's absolutely amazing. There's also out original soundtracks for the game. It supports all what you are doing, the theme and everything. I love it. No major complaints whatsoever, so why not? It's solid 9. I know I'm usually skeptical, but that's that. So cinematics, there is none. There is trailer. I think when you start the game and the DLCs had introduced, well, probably I've seen them on YouTube first before the game was out there. But anyways, in the game when you launch campaign, nothing. You just jump in, nothing. One. Story, main campaign increases in difficulty nicely, so you basically start off and then similarly as Caesar and Cleopatra and Pharaoh and Poseidon and all this series. So this is nice, but the problem also for those titles that I mentioned, there's a link between one or another. So basically it's mission, but in the overall story, well, as a strategy game, you could say it's not necessarily, but it's a criteria. Not a big deal, but yeah, the story itself goes through. And the one of the DLCs has kind of map evolving from one to another. So that's, I'd say, pretty cool story for strategy games. 6. Pacing. Almost all of the missions are without no time limit. 2 of them for the new DLC are, but bear with me, it's not a bad thing, right? So in general, the pacing is you play as fast or slow as you want. Absolutely no problem regarding that. But there is, regarding pacing, the prestige level. Prestige level is whenever you level up the city, it unlocks more things, but also unlocks threat, and you're being attacked after a while and you cannot pace slowly because, or I don't know, maybe I'm too rushy, but it always feels the same speed, and yeah, it's pretty rushed. And region map, when I'll show you what's that, sometimes the mission does not fully push you through, but once you start exploring, it feels so sluggish. There's just huge enemy armies that you have to deal with, and it's just pain in the butt. Simple as that. But most of the time you can ignore it, so that's something extra, so you can avoid it. So still, I'd say it's the rating from my perspective. 6. Content, main campaign feels okay. I love DLCs more. DLCs felt more exciting, and those 2 missions that are time-based, I always hate, and every gamer hates time pushed and time limits. We know that from the hand, but there is upside for that. The DLC, I will explain a little bit more, but we'll see. So the content itself, that's about content. And definitely, we need more. We need more extra DLCs or something. Not only more campaigns, which feel at some point repetitive, but there is more variety needed. I can give you afterwards more ideas about it, but in general, more content will be highly appreciated. Game depth. This is one of the points where every single reviewer is like, nah, it must be more depth, but there is none. When you look at it, that's why my pros is like, Caesar 3 is one of my favorite and all-time favorite and beloved strategy game. The depth is exactly, if not even at some points deeper or more shallow. Yes, there is was prosperity culture ratings or something, but that was one rating in such, and in this game it's still somewhat there. All of the rest, where now you have to explore the map, there's no exploration. So if my logic is like that, if you liked Caesar 3, you should not complain about this game, but because it's really, I think I have no clue, but developers absolutely love the Caesar 3, and it's a huge inspiration for this game. At least it feels so. For my perspective, yes, that's a good thing. Again, complaining about the prestige levels, because why they are acquired so fast? Because in my opinion, they are quite easy to achieve. So the depth itself is kind of pushed on you. You need to achieve next prestige that unlocks new buildings, new possibilities, new, something. It's so fast, so easy that it feels like there is. If that would be more challenging, then it would give you more, at least, perception of the depth. Otherwise, it's just in a while it unlocks and that's it. Controls, there are improved strategy controls. What it means, I always love the shift movement, which increases the speed and some other, nothing that groundbreaking, but it is improved. And one thing I mentioned is store limits. It's regarding, we can discuss gameplay more or depth, but the storage limits is not there. So you can do extra things with controlling the whole game, how it goes and feels and everything, but storage limits is not there. So that's my biggest complaint. Gameplay. So two most important parts regarding gaming. So gameplay itself is fun to play and it feels like the game values your time, which means you can pause, you can speed up, you can do whatever, all the things, save always. But and the auto combat, to be fair, I played 1 or 2 battles in the whole everything, and at that point I was like, you know what, auto simulated and just run through, because there is no, I don't want to do all the sometimes these battles are too much. So the gameplay where you can choose either manually or automatic, I like it. It's for the gameplay, pick what you want. You should not complain that you are forced or something. Pick your choice, all right? And also at the same time, when you can control the time, and also there's free replacement. Every building, everything can be replaced, which is absolutely amazing. That does not limit you, but also it feels like it's too easy. It's just, you pick up the whole not aquarium, but not aqueduct, but how it's the big building with the water reservoir, and just plop somewhere else. It's just simple as that. It's like, like, it's fun, but also in the same time, because I will complain about how the game is easy, and also it gets repetitive. It's one of the things where I mentioned we need more variety of the campaigns, where something is limited, something is cut off, or something is, otherwise it's, if everything is given everywhere and unlimited time and unlimited, it falls back on the same feeling that it's sandboxy type, and it's all the same time repetitive. And experience itself is, this is where probably I also differ from other reviewers. It gives me the good old strategy game vibe. So it those who have played Caesar 3 and now plays this, if you just acknowledge that depth is about the same, and you don't complain it like little crybaby where something is taken away. Yeah, but there was a button or something. There was a separate entertainment bar. Just shush, okay? The experience is good. The building, the development, the make your all citizens feel safe with the walls and guards and everything, and pleasing all the gods so they don't crash you down. It feels like good old strategy games, which we absolutely need more. We need more of them. So that's why I'm hesitant to bash for some minor things that I wish would be different, because we need these games more than they need us. Okay. And it needs to be more challenging for me as a strategy game lover. I can give you 100 10 or 20 ideas how to make this game more exciting and challenging for those who want that. Otherwise, the rating is 6.4, or if you like 7, yes, definitely you like 7 more. But now all those points a little bit more in detail. So that's my review, that's my rating, that's my explanation why it has such a rating. So these are the scenarios. So you can see everywhere where I click, it's unlimited. This is the good thing, you know. You never want to be pushed, and then the game gets hard, where you start with a lot of money, and the later missions, this is go in the order. You have little money, enemies, a lot of enemies, and you know, difficulty. Yeah, it was challenging mission, and these are the DLCs. And to be fair, this was the Brittany. Yeah, it's Brittany, bitch. This was the first mission where I failed once because I was like, hey, I'm doing something wrong. So all the time, the one on the same strategy, there was one of the same things I did exactly the same, and I could go through all of the missions. You know, the end outcome, what you else need to do, differs, but otherwise, this was the first mission. I was like, okay, my usual strategy doesn't work here. I need to come up with something different, which is where the variety kicks in. Where even more when we talk about this DLC Germania, you see 25 days, then one is again. So these are two maps, as you can see, kind of reverse, funny. So this is the kind of development from this mission to this. This is unlimited again, and then the last is again limited. So I want to load back the autosave. This is the mission with time limit. I think the 30 days, which forced me to not make it full speed, usual plop plop plop, and just, you know, after a while I'll get where I need to be. Here, where this mission needs to be completed, I have 7 more days left, and this was, well, no problem. I already adapted and found different ways to play the game, which means my complaint about being repetitive was kindly forced out of my head when the game introduced most hateful thing for gaming, which is time limit, which is always the case when you go through the topic itself, the time limits and everything. You can find game developers and game designers talk through where it's smartly implemented, not lazy implementation, just make it in 2 days, you know. This is the thing that forces player to adapt, to think, hey, in 7 days I need to make sure these attacks I'm guarded against them, because I can give you probably I'll make also the video tips and tricks how you can easy sleazy make through this game. The one of the tips is simple as that. Just kind of ignore those attacks. The attackers come, they burn down 2 or 3 buildings. If in that same time you can just rebuild them after they are gone, because they don't destroy a whole city, they just burn 3-4 buildings down and then just run away. If you can rebuild them, or in the same time make those materials and money that is needed for the rebuilding, then it's easier to just ignore them. Just don't kind of not rushing to the watchtowers, to the guard post, which require barracks, which require weapons, which require iron. You know, all that can be absolutely ignored if meanwhile you can make more money and more resources to just rebuild it. And then at some point later in the game, like, fine, let's build a guardhouse. That was my strategy so far, which was not possible in this mission. Why? Oh yeah, new prestige just without doing nothing. This is the thing I'm complaining. I will reach it anyways. Too easy. Just, you know, I'm already at level 7. This mission can be done in a prestige level 3. 3? Yes, not more than 3. I'm already in 7. Why? Because, yes, that's easy to get them. So, yeah, what I was trying to tell. Let me just drop a few more notes on for developers if they watched it. So one thing is to limit the user, the player, in time, which pushes us to think through and emphasize some other things over some other things, right? Minor thing. How about this easy thing as limiting space? why every mission is so high. It's basically there was never ever a problem to plop this layout. I used it all the time, every time, every mission. I could find a place to just plop it and just roll with it. Just give us a tiny space, give us a space where there is no farming area, whatever. Just put us on a where is everything sand, what's the name, thunder, you Sahara desert, in desert, yeah. So so we can have farms, or opposite, give us all the farms but no clay, or there was one mission where I had to import iron because there was no iron on the map. Anything that makes the gameplay, the game progression exactly the same every single time. And this is, yeah, this is, you know, I'm too fat, but where the technology level is already 2. Let me see if I can move myself a little bit away. See it? Yes. So this is where you gather a lot of expensive materials. Now you can upgrade, and the upgrade makes every building work better. Every percentage, every output, every this rating goes up, and also the capacity for granary and stockpiles go up, right? So this is cool. This was added in this second 2.0, right? And the complaint about depth, if you remember Scissor, which is full game, there was exactly same approach where you had economy, your all the people, and you can set the wages, the jobs, you can redistribute them. Then you had a panel for resources, not as good way, but basically also what you are making. Then trade, here's the trade view. It's a bit different, but yeah. The army view, all the gods and how hateful they are towards you. Well, seems like they want more temples. And justice system, yeah, this is a bit different here. For example, here I have to choose from one from both worsts, from both bad situations, the least worst. You know, the yeah, 10 people go away, doesn't matter because I have unemployed anyways. So that's the thing. And this is the corner. In the corner, when you can complain that in Caesar and Pharaoh and Cleopatra and Poseidon and Zeus was the game. Yeah, there was separate culture, entertainment, and such things. Here it's all combined. It's gladiator racers and theater. One huge bar, which is red for me because I'm not running something. And this is, you know, it's combined, but well, health is also sanitation and citizen health. It's transformed. It's similar. It feels the same. Prosperity rating is somewhat under there, where the people's favor is global. You know how they react to what's happening and how you're leading them. So no, it's not more shallow game, especially when you open this up. Well, none of the Caesar, especially, which is one of my favorite games of all time. There, when you open the map, you literally have open trade route, and that's it. Then you trade or something. You don't have any movements, any explorers going around. You don't have the army that you build and conquer and beat some enemies in between. So you see, here I have 60 enemies waiting, and here 80. I cannot explore this. I have it already there because there's army in the way. I have to craft weapons, build army, deploy army, and beat them, and then my explorer can go and explore. Maybe there are more cities, maybe there's new roads. This whole part, this is absent on all of those games. There is nothing like that. And yeah, this is not the biggest This is not the biggest you can see record. This is just an overview. This is the final mission of base campaign, where it's literally already done. I'm finished. Why? Because I have built everything. It's all there. It's even all three wonders. Also, I built all the. Thought maybe there's some achievement or something. All the decorations possible, and everything is here, right? And I think yes, 6 out of 6 levels, so maxed out as hell. Look at the map, which is here, and each of them that are separate. You see the regions. It's a lot of exploration, a lot of cities, a lot of armies to defeat. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's another level of that. Look at the resources. Look at everything that I'm making it. I'm crafting everything. There is not a single resource I'm not crafting that can be crafted. These you can only purchase and sell, not purchasing them, right? Look at the favor. Everyone maxed out. Money, yes, a lot of money. So, and of course, there's the gods that are just, chilling. They love me, absolutely. I say, you know what? Where's the series? Come on, lady. Bless my farms and everything. You know what? She does that. She just does freaking that. Amazing. So, last but not least, the graphics. You remember? I gave what? I gave 9. How dare I? Look at this. It feels and see. It looks exactly like Caesar 3, Pharaoh, Cleopatra, everything. But you know what? I can zoom in. I can see every single guy running around. You see my part where I said about animations. This one, for example, guy runs and goes in, picks out items, and then delivers. They are actually going around, and let me find. This is the best example where salt deposit. You see, there's a person. Where are my guys? Arrives. Oh, just damn it! You should be going around because it blocked the path. Here, you see, arrives at this deposit, starts gathers, and then goes back. So this is the way of, and all of them are animated. These guards, they are literally walking around. When someone attacks, they have to go by the road and start attacking. And you see all of these, they actually go in there and make an animation. Just, you see this guy just dropped off. Oh no, not dropped off. Picked up iron, shield, going back and dropping off in armory. Inside. How can you say it's... I know it's enough from this level. It's a strategy game. You don't have to micromanage all of these, but you can. You can check every single one of guys out. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh, you're waiting because there's no one on the street, which means I can reduce your amount. Amazing. So, and this is the rotation. In Caesar and all of these games, you have only 4 options. You switch from which corner you want to see. Here you can easily move around, and this is the controls what I was talking about. You see, 1 speed, and then I can extra. Every single game should have 2 levels of speed moving camera around, and even more what the improved controls. Let me find cavalry training. So you see, I want some army increase. I can increase 10. Once you click shift, it just adds by 10. Every single game at this point, in my opinion, should have this option where you have to increase something. Other games, which was one of the games where shift was +10 and control was +100, that would be even better. It's like marvelous controls where you absolutely respect my time, where I'm playing and I don't want to be clicking half of the time here. Let me add that. And yeah, I played through, as you probably saw. Let me show you. Oh yes, by the way, I just won the mission, whatever. So this at the corner when you see completed. Yes, I'm not making a review for the game I haven't played in and out, and that's not it. There's even more where you can go in the Steam and make them and some ridiculous maps and something. You can make the games and everything and download what other players have made. And to be fair, I know this is an extra you never bargain for, but I was just curious also and made a map, started to make a map, which, ooh, official everything. Last stance, I think that's how I called. I think the map, well, at least the beginning for the map is fine. It would be like, you know, something like this. But then you realize that you also have to make a region map, which region map is something a little itsy bitsy tiny different beast. I'm zooming out because this is insane to create. Yeah, this is, you see. And then I just gave up. I gave up, and I believe a lot of guys also making in the Steam something also gave up. Wanted to deliver a cool, awesome map for other community, for the rest of us. Yes, ended up just removing. So I hope there is more coming out for the game. I hope more little campaigns. Even 3-4 maps is fine. The missions uh, with more challenges, some limitations, something, anything, please, because otherwise the Steam's workshop, yeah, it feels like only these three are something that we can actually call a mission. Only 3 stars, so those two sounds good. We need more, right? That's it for the video. I think we are done here. I think I will make one quick tips and tricks video for the game. If I said the game is easy, maybe someone else is, you know, who has not played strategy games as much as I have, probably had like, hey, come on, why it's like this or that. So if you want that video shout out, that definitely pushes me over, because as always, I'm trying to react and deliver for my audience. So if you wish to see that video, just let me know. Otherwise, I will be slowly probably gathering the points and putting them in one video. Probably we'll see then you in that video, shall we? Cheers.